Hi, I'm Billy Mitchell with FedScoop TV. Today I'm here with Kevin Shelly, Vice President of Public Sector for MarkLogic. How are you, Kevin?
Terrific. How are you doing?
Doing great. Great to have you here today.
Good to be here.
Awesome. So today we're going to talk a little bit about data innovation. And first off, there's a lot of buzzwords that are kind of surrounding this topic of data innovation: open data, big data, enterprise agility, to name a few. And I was wondering, are those buzzwords kind of signifying some progress being made, or are they just noise? What is your view of that within the federal sector?
Good question. There's a lot of initiatives. Some are on the front burner, some are on the back burner. Front burner, I would say, is enterprise agility, right? So if you're looking at an environment in which we have today, where we've kind of got flat budgets, but we've got to improve service to the mission, whether it's serving the constituents or protecting the homeland or providing access to health care. So in order to do that, you need access to a lot of different data sources to pull that data together.
Sure.
So you can make better or more fact-based decisions. So I think that's just part of good government that's ongoing. There's some new initiatives such as open government, transparency. Open government is one of those kind of nice to haves.
Yeah.
But if you look at the government employees and leaders, it's an initiative, but there really isn't additional funding associated with it.
Yeah.
So they kind of have to make do as they can. And as far as I can tell, there really aren't any specific guidelines that say it has to be done by this date, and there really isn't any penalty. So.
Okay.
To me, that would be more of a back burner type of initiative. Well, it's very good to do, and it's a good thing to try to make government more transparent and open to the constituents. I still think we have a ways to go in terms of that being, the biggest priority.
Okay. When speaking of data innovation, it seems like equal to the technology side of it is the culture side of it.
Oh.
And as we talk about that, you were trying to move to a culture of open as the default. And do you see progress being made there on the culture front? Are people's attitudes changing towards that? And what are you seeing in the federal sector?
So I would classify, in all change in technology and embracing new ideas in the IT space, the issue is not the technology.
Okay.
I mean, the technology works, it's proven. The bigger issue is kind of the culture. Change is difficult for a lot of people,
Yeah.
right? People think about change and it's what is it going to do to me or for me? And a lot of times bureaucracies who are undecided will opt for failure before change. Mm-hmm. And then you get that light bulb moment where a program or a project is in distress and they're kind of forced to change. So I think leadership needs to be aware of, while we're rolling out new initiatives, they need to be aware of the whole cultural aspect of it and getting people to change, because it's hard. But when I see the new generation of the workforce coming into government, right? So the younger generation, they use technology to basically run their lives, right?
Yeah.
They're getting financing for their cars, they're buying houses, stocks. They're much more adept and trustful of kind of online services. So I think at some point we're going to reach a tipping point where we've got the newer generation, and they're really going to demand better services from the government because of their experience growing up.
Okay. So we talked a little bit about open data, big data, data in general. How do you see mobile playing its part with that, and what kind of impacts do you see that potentially having within government?
Mobile is huge. I think it's all driving towards mobile, right? I mean, if you look at, first it was the laptop, then it became the tablet, and now it's mobile, mm-hmm. right? I mean, the mobility play is enormous because the user can take it with them everywhere. Sure. And if you look at the applications that have been developed and set up on Amazon or Apple, those are all basically mobile applications, and you have the same capability on your mobile phone that you would on your desktop.
Yeah.
So I think everything is going towards mobile. The smartphones really aren't as much about phones anymore as they're computers, mm-hmm. right? And one of the benefits of the smartphones is that you can peruse such rich content on the internet, but you can also create very rich content in terms of video, social media, pictures. So I think all in for mobile.
Yeah. And then lastly, as we move towards this more data-rich government and just the technology sector in general, what kind of things are the IT leaders of tomorrow going to have to be ready for to, man the ship when it comes to these huge troves of data?
Well, one is getting in front of the data, right? I mean, it's, the pundits tell you about the data tsunami, and there's all these facts and figures about, we're going to create more data in the next 5 years than we have heretofore. So we've got to get in front of that, and the way to do that is with new ideas and new tools. I mean, you can certainly just go out and get more compute capacity and more storage, but you're just kind of keeping pace. You need to get smart tools that are going to change and give you more leverage as to how you harvest that data and access the data, right? So I think data has a story, but each story is comprised of smaller bits of data, and you need to bring them together to tell the story of your agency, your department, your project, or your program.
Well put, well put. Well, Kevin, that's all I have for you today.
All right, thank you very much.
I appreciate you stopping by, and hopefully we can talk again soon.
I would love
sometime
to.
Soon. Yeah.
All right.
I'm Billy Mitchell with FedScoop TV. Thanks for watching.